"You'll never find anyone like me," he said, his voice calm, like it was a fact of life. And for years, I believed him. I married Daniel when I was 22. He was the kind of man everyone admired, charming, confident, and always full of stories. In our village, people would gather around just to hear him talk. He had a way of making you feel small but important at the same time, like you were lucky just to be near him. At first, I felt lucky. He told me I was beautiful, that I was smart, that I was the only one who could keep up with him. He gave me gifts, small things, but thoughtful, and he'd show them off to others, saying, "My wife deserves the best." But soon, things changed. It started with little comments. If I wore a new dress, he'd say, "That's nice, but it would look better on someone taller." If I cooked his favorite meal, he'd eat quietly and then say, "My mother made it better, but it's fine." I thought he was just being honest. I mean, no one's perfect, right? Then it became more. One day, I was late coming back from the market because of a long line. When I got home, he was furious. "Do you know how embarrassing it is for people to see me waiting for you?" he said. "You make me look bad." After that, I started walking faster, talking less, and double-checking everything I did. I told myself I just needed to try harder, that I couldn't let him down. He loved attention, you see. When we went to gatherings, he'd make a big show of holding my hand, laughing loudly, and telling stories. People would say, "You're so lucky to have a husband like Daniel." But when we got home, he'd say, "Did you see how everyone listened to me? They all know I'm the smartest person in the room." And if anyone dared to disagree with him in public, he'd punish me for it later. Not with his hands, Daniel never hit me, but with his words. He'd say things like, "You embarrassed me in front of everyone with your stupid little comments," even if I'd only laughed at someone else's joke. I didn't see it for what it was until my cousin, Aisha, came to visit. She stayed with us for a week and noticed how I was always rushing to make sure everything was perfect for him. One night, when Daniel was out, she asked, "Why do you act like you're afraid of him?" "I'm not," I said quickly. But her words stuck with me. The final straw came a few months later. I was sick with malaria, too weak to get out of bed. Instead of helping, Daniel complained. "You're making me look bad," he said. "People will think I don't take care of you." He barely spoke to me for days, only grumbling about how inconvenient it was to have me lying around. That's when I realized, it was never about me. It was always about him, his image, his needs, his pride. I left a few weeks later. It wasn't easy, and I still hear his voice in my head sometimes, saying, "You'll come crawling back. No one else will want you." But I'm learning to live without him. The strangest part. When I told people why I left, some of them didn't believe me. "Daniel is so charming," they said. "He wouldn't hurt a fly." But I know the truth. And now, I'm free.